Okay, in this video we'll be doing long division with polynomials as in part 4 of the review. So here are the two problems given in the review. We're going to do long division for both parts. So we're going to have x minus 1 in the first part divided into problem 3x to the fourth plus 8x squared minus 7x minus 4. I left a little space here because I'm missing x to the third term, and there may be need for that space for the x to the third. It went 4, then dropped down to 2, 1, and none. So we're going to divide the lead term of the binomial here into the lead term of the polynomial to see what that divisor is. So we're going to take the lead term, 3x to the fourth, and divide it by x. And that's going to be 3x to the third. That's going to be our number that we're going to multiply by so that we can reduce this polynomial. So we're going to then multiply this term that we've decided will give us the term here to both of these factors, or both these terms. So 3x to the third times x is 3x to the fourth, and 3x to the third times negative 1 is negative 3x cubed. And this is why I left a spot, because there's going to be a 3x cubed there. Now what we do next in this process is subtract to reduce the polynomial. So this part is gone. The x to the fourth reduce out. Then we'll have a polynomial that has minus a negative 3x cubed, which is positive 3x cubed. And the rest of the terms here that we didn't deal with yet, 8x squared minus 7x minus 4. Now we have this new polynomial that we're going to divide this lead term into. So we're going to take that lead term, we're going to divide it into the first lead term here that's left over. So we have 3x to the third divided by x. It's going to give me 3x squared. That's going to be our next term and our answer, 3x squared. So we're going to multiply this term by what we're dividing by, and we're going to write that underneath this factor, what's left over in this polynomial. So 3x squared times x is 3x cubed. 3x squared times negative 1 is negative 3x squared. Now we're going to subtract that to reduce the polynomial even more. These terms drop out. We're going to have minus a negative 3, so that's going to be positive 3, and 8 is going to be 11 x squared. And we still have a minus 7x and a minus 4 that we haven't dealt with yet. Okay, we're going to divide our lead term of this polynomial that's left over by the lead term that we're dividing by, which is x. So we're going to have our 11x squared divided by x. That's going to give us 11x. That's going to be our next term in our answer. We're going to multiply this 11x times both these terms. So we're going to get this matching term, 11x squared. And 11x times negative 1 is minus 11x. We're going to subtract. So we will get these two terms dropping out. We're going to have negative, so that's going to be positive 11. Positive 11 and negative 7 is going to be positive 4x. Okay, and then we're going to bring this term down, and we're going to have minus 4 here. So 11 minus 7 is going to be 4x. Now, we're going to take our lead term here, 4x, and divide it by x. So our lead term now is 4x. That's left over here, divided by x. We're going to get 4 here. So that's going to be our next term in the problem, plus 4. We are then going to multiply that 4 times both of these terms that we're dealing with. So that's going to be 4x squared minus 4. Oh, I'm sorry, not 4x squared. 4x minus 4, or x minus 4. And then we're going to subtract that, and we will get no remainder. So this actually went in evenly. So the solution to this division problem is 3x to the third plus 3x squared plus 11x plus 4. That's going to be a factor of this polynomial when we divide by x minus 1. This is our solution to that division problem. Okay, we're going to now do part B, which is we're going to divide this polynomial by this binomial. So let's work on that problem next. So in part B, we have x squared plus 2, x squared plus 2 divided into polynomial 5x to the third plus 6x squared plus 8. 5x to the third plus 6x squared plus 8. Let's just verify that I have that correct. 6x squared plus 8. Good. Copying things down wrong are an easy way to get the problem wrong. Okay, so we're going to divide just like we did before. This term divided by this term. So we're going to take 5x to the third, which is the lead term in the polynomial we're dividing, by the lead term of the binomial we're dividing by. And when we do that, we get 5x. It reduces. So that's going to be what we're going to put up here as our first solution part of our solution. We're going to take that term and multiply it by both of these. So we're going to get 5x to the third. And then 5x times 2 is 10x. Well, it doesn't look like we have any x's in the list left over to do this subtraction. So I'm going to kind of put it in between here, because it's going to be a 10x here. It's after the x squared. It's going to be positive. And we're going to do a subtraction. Well, when we subtract, this term goes away. This term is not affected, so we're going to write it down below, 6x squared. This term is not combined with anything because it's an x. That's negative 10x. So we're going to make sure we have that sign correct. And then this term is not affected by anything, so we're going to have 8. So this is what's going to be left over when we subtract out this factor. Okay, now we're going to divide those two lead terms, 6x squared divided by x squared. So we're going to get 6 here. That's going to be our next term of our solution. We're going to multiply this times both of these terms so we can reduce. So we're going to get 6x squared. We're matching them up here. 6 times 2 is 12. That doesn't go under here because that's not an x, so we're going to put a plus 12 here under this term because it does match up with the 8 in like terms. Then we're going to do a subtraction. These two terms are going to drop out. This has nothing to subtract anything from, so it's going to be minus 10x here. And then we're going to subtract 12 from 8, so that's going to be negative 4. We're going to look at this term here, and we're going to see if it divides. We're going to try to divide here, 10x, negative 10x by x squared. We can't do that. It doesn't reduce down to a term that's not doesn't go in evenly. So this is our remainder of this problem. So the answer is going to be to this problem is going to be 5x plus 6 with a remainder of negative 10x minus 4 divided by x squared plus 2, because that's what we're dividing by. That's going to be our denominator. So this is the solution to part B.